Hello and welcome back to another Parry This history video. Today we are continuing our series analyzing the history behind Kingdom Come Deliverance II with an exploration of the life of Jan Sokol of Lamberg. Keep in mind that he is a real-life historical figure and that the game is based on real life. So anything I tell you about him is potentially a story spoiler for Kingdom Come Deliverance II. So watch with caution. But now that I've warned you, let's dive on in and learn about Jan Sokol of Lamberg. Jan Sokol of Lamberg was a prominent Moravian nobleman, military leader, and provincial governor who played a pivotal role in the turbulent political landscape of the late 14th and early 15th centuries. Active during the protracted internal conflicts within the Luxembourg dynasty, as well as in the broader Central European power struggles, Jan Sokol's life weaves together threads of local noble feuds, shifting allegiances, daring military expeditions, and major international battles. Noted by contemporaries for his martial prowess, guile in warfare, and ability to navigate the shifting tides of political favor, he remains a figure emblematic of the fraught era in Bohemian and Moravian history. Jan Sokol of Lamberg was born around 1355 into a distinguished Moravian noble family during the reign of Emperor Charles IV, the Luxembourg ruler who presided over a flourishing and culturally vibrant Bohemia. His father, Jaroslav III of Knajs, had risen to considerable prominence by serving as burgrave of Znjomo as early as 1356 and later becoming Hofmeister, or the steward or chamberlain, to John Henry, Margrave of Moravia, the younger brother of Emperor Charles IV. Yaroslav's activities situated the family at the heart of Moravian political life and royal patronage networks. After 1360, Jaroslav relocated to the village of Breznik in the Trebek district, and around 1370 he likely commissioned the construction of Lamberg Castle there, establishing a familial seat. Jan's mother, Hedvika, remains less documented, but through her and Jaroslav, Jan inherited not only noble standing, but also a complex web of familial ties and potential claims to lands and offices. By the time Jan came of age, the Luxembourg dynasty ruled over Bohemia and Moravia, yet internal conflicts, especially among the sons and cousins of Charles IV, were beginning to strain the region's stability. The first reliably documented mention of Jan Sokol dates from 1396, when he appears in records concerning the donation of property to his sister-in-law, the widow of a relative named Jaroslav of Lamberg. Even before this date, he had already gained a reputation for bold military activity, conducting raids with other nobles against ecclesiastical estates, including those of the Diocese of Olmouc and Kromeriz. These early marauding ventures, carried out alongside figures like Vok III, Vok IV, and Holsten, eventually led Bishop Miklos of Risenberg to excommunicate Jan Sokol and his accomplices. Only the intercession of Margrave Jobst of Moravia, coupled with promises of restraint, persuaded Bishop Jan XI of Mraz to lift the excommunication by 1403, restoring Jan to the Christian community and normalizing his status. Jan Sokol came into prominence during the Moravian Margrave Wars from 1385 to 1411, a protracted conflict sparked by disputes among members of the Luxembourg family, principally between Jobst, Margrave of Moravia, and his cousin Prokop. Initially, Jan aligned himself with Prokop's faction. He undertook a series of strategic raids across Moravia and gained control of key strongholds, most notably Znjomo. In Znjomo, he appointed his ally, Hinrik of Kunstadt, nicknamed the Dry Devil, as governor, demonstrating his growing influence. His exploits became a source of both pride and notoriety, marking him as a formidable commander. Yet, political winds often shifted in Moravia. By the early 1400s, Jan changed allegiance from Prokop's camp to that of Margrave Jobst. The reasons behind this realignment likely stemmed from evolving political circumstances, opportunities for advancement, and calculations about the future stability of the region. In 1407, now fighting on Jobst's behalf, Jan participated in the seizure of the strategic town of La an der Thaya, consolidating Jobst's influence along the border region. He would later also serve the Austrian Duke Leopold IV in conflicts that touched the Moravian frontier, demonstrating his versatility and willingness to strike pragmatic alliances. A defining episode of Jan's career occurred in February of 1402, when he participated in an unsuccessful attempt to capture Jilava. Although the assault failed, his readiness to engage in significant military endeavors underscored his ambitions. In 1404, he faced a major test when the armies of Sigismund of Luxembourg and Albrecht IV of Austria besieged Znjomo. During this grueling two-month siege, Jan collaborated closely with Hinrik of Kunstadt in orchestrating the town's defense. Fortune favored the defenders when Sigismund and Albrecht's forces withdrew after both leaders reportedly succumbed to poisoning, an event shrouded in suspicion and perhaps symbolic of the clandestine measures that characterized warfare at the time. The internal struggles within the House of Luxembourg were not limited to Moravia. In Bohemia, King Wenceslaus IV faced challenges from nobles, kinsmen, and rival factions. After Wenceslaus fell into captivity, abducted by his enemies, an intricate web of political and military maneuvers led to his release. Jan Sokol played a discreet yet crucial part in these efforts. His guerrilla tactics, alongside other notable captains such as Jan Žižka, Matthew the Leader, and Radzig Kobyla, put pressure on Wenceslaus's adversaries, notably the Rosenberg family, staunch opponents of the king. Once Wenceslaus regained his freedom, he rewarded Jan Sokol's loyalty and service by appointing him provincial governor, often referred to as provincial hetman, granting him additional lands, including the village of Horky and the castle of Skalitz near Kostelec in Bohemia. This position elevated Jan to one of the highest ranks of provincial administration, tasking him with maintaining order, collecting revenues, and safeguarding the king's interests. As governor, he counted among his enemies not only the Rosenbergs, but also the formidable Sigismund of Luxembourg, future Holy Roman Emperor, and Albrecht II of Germany, reflecting just how entangled Jan had become in the grand political narrative of central Bohemia, and Central Europe as a whole. By 1409, Jan Sokol had firmly aligned himself with King Wenceslaus IV. He joined the king's retinue and participated in a series of guerrilla operations against the Rosenbergs, whose extensive estates and power posed a persistent threat to the monarch. Jan's skillful and relentless raids contributed significantly to Wenceslaus's attempts to consolidate royal authority at a time when the Bohemian crown struggled to contain the influence of magnates. It was likely during these campaigns that Jan further cemented his friendship and alliance with Radzig Kobyla and came into contact with Jan Žižka, who would later become one of the most famed military leaders of the Hussite Wars. In the year 1410, Jan Sokol of Lamberg embarked on a venture beyond Bohemia's borders, aligning himself with the Polish-Lithuanian alliance against the Teutonic Order, one of the most formidable military powers of the age. On the 15th of July, 1410, he fought at the Battle of Grunwald, also known as the First Battle of Tannenberg, a watershed moment in medieval European history that ended in a decisive victory for the Polish-Lithuanian forces led by King Vladislav II Jagiellon. At Grunwald, Jan Sokol, alongside Stanislav of Dobra Voda, commanded the 4th Polish banner of St. George. His contingent of roughly 1,500 horsemen distinguished itself in the fierce fighting, contributing to the rout of the Teutonic Knights. In the aftermath of the battle, Jan assisted in the subsequent campaigns to capture key castles held by the order. His capabilities were recognized by his Polish allies, and he was entrusted with administrating Radzin-Chalminski Castle, one of the newly acquired strongholds. Although his appointment was relatively short-lived, ending when the Peace of Thorn mandated the return of certain fortresses to the Teutonic Order, it underscored Jan's prestige and the trust placed in him by King Jagiellon. Tragically, Jan Sokol's life ended suddenly and under suspicious circumstances on the 28th of September 1410 in Torun. After attending a celebratory feast hosted by King Vladislav II Jagiellon, a gathering presumably intended to honor the victory at Grunwald and strengthen ties between allies, Jan became gravely ill. Although the official cause given was improperly prepared fish, many contemporaries suspected foul play. Rumors of intentional poisoning swirled around the event, perhaps due to the complex political environment, the presence of multiple high-profile figures with competing interests, and Jan Sokol's own robust record as a tough survivor of many ordeals. He had outmaneuvered enemies throughout his life, yet he could not escape the potentially hidden hands of rivals at the banquet table. Jan Sokol's death left behind descendants, including his sons Yaroslav Sokol of Lamberg and Mikolas Sokol of Lamberg. Although less is recorded about their subsequent fortunes, Jan's lineage carried forth the Lamberg name and the family's traditions of service and martial skill. In the centuries after his death, Jan Sokol's memory endured in various forms. He was immortalized by the Czech painter Alphonse Mucha in his 1924 masterwork After the Battle of Grunwald. In this painting, Jan Sokol appears behind a kneeling crusader clad in armor, with Jan Žižka also present, an artistic tableau suggesting the heroism and complexity of the man who fought for the Polish-Lithuanian coalition. The choice of Mucha, a leading figure of the Art Nouveau movement and a champion of Czech national identity, to depict Jan Sokol in this manner further solidified his status as a notable historical personality. Jan's coat of arms survives in heraldic tradition ambition. On a red shield, it depicts the head of a white goat in profile, its detailed features and curved golden horns indicating a family symbol associated with tenacity, resilience, and determination, qualities that Jan Sokol undoubtedly embodied. Jan Sokol of Lamberg lived through one of the most tempestuous periods in the lands of the Bohemian crown, navigating a shifting landscape of allegiances between powerful magnates, kings, and margraves. From the Moravian Margrave Wars to the grand spectacle of the Battle of Grunwald, from excommunication and border raids to high office and royal favor, his life story offers a lens through which we can understand the complexity, brutality, and opportunity-laden atmosphere of the late medieval era in Central Europe. His sudden and suspicious death mirrored the uncertain times in which he rose to prominence, while his enduring legacy in art, literature, and now gaming underscores his lasting imprint on the historical imagination.